Hey yo, what up, man? It's the king of the crown, world renowned. You ain't gotta ask around, Ruste Juxx.
Yo, Breaking Records Radio and the place to be. You are sitting here right now with some rap nerds. That's exactly what we are, and that's exactly what we're going to bring you. This is the first actual installment of this new thing that we're doing here. I got some, by the way, it's your host Maloney. I got some very, very, very close friends with me right now. We got my co-host on 6 Degrees Radio, DJ Slam. What's up, brother?
Hey, what up, what up, what up?
We got my man Alex. You know him from Breaking Records Radio here.
Hello, hello, hello.
How's it going? And we got a very, very, very special guest with us. If you've been tapped in with Breaking Records Radio since the beginning, then you know he's been on the show many times. This is actually my first time with the luxury of being able to speak with him, and I'm looking forward to it, man. We got Ruste Juxx in the place to be.
Yo, what up, what up, what up?
What's good, my man? So before we get it started, there's one thing I kind of want to, a new thing I want to introduce to this show. But so I'm just gonna play something real quick. And when this drops, you know, we're gonna vibe for a second. When that joint comes on, like, what's the first thing that comes to, like, first memory, just the first thing that comes to mind?
That my first memory with that is I don't know, just the day we shot the video, man. Just, you know what I mean, that day was dope, man. Mm-hmm. Sean P wasn't there that day. When I shot my part, it was me, Lil Fame, Terminology, you know what I mean, just in time, and that was it. Then they, you know, I don't know how they did the other days and shit, but yeah, that day was dope, man.
Did the goons come out too? Did like they fly in for it?
Nah, I don't think they was there either.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, nope.
Yeah, because like I know that they're in Europe, so I was like I was wondering if they like maybe flew all the way back for that kind of thing.
Yeah, they be out here and shit, but I don't think they was in there for that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's still cool.
I mean, well, the day I was there, I don't remember them being there.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
That's a classic record right there, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one big record, man.
That was a dope posse cut, man, for real.
And that's like that era too, man. That early kind of YouTube, internet era, as things were transforming and stuff. I feel like posse cuts, especially in the underground circuit, were a really big thing. And they've kind of like, they're not so much, you know, like they're more kind of like I feel like as of lately, kind of more collective. You know what I mean? Sure. Like amongst crews, like, you know, the Griselda dudes will do a posse cut, or like, you know what I mean? But like, you don't get a whole lot of
everybody. Like, because when you see that, that's when you want to click on it.
Exactly.
You see all the different legends' names, like, oh, this got to be crazy.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I feel like a lot of that was happening in that era. I kind of missed that, to be honest. Like that, there's a lot of crazy records that time. Snow Goons were responsible for putting a lot of that shit together too. They did a lot of that.
Snow Goons almost defined an era at that period of time.
A little bit.
Especially in the underground scene.
A little bit. I think the first time we interviewed you, did you tour Canada with the Snow Goons?
No, but I toured Canada, though.
Yeah, I know you've toured here a few times. And
actually, not with Snow Goons.
No?
Nah, but right now, me, Snow Goons, and Nine got a project getting ready.
And Nine?
And Nine? Like the Nine?
What you want,
Nine?
Like 9MM9? Oh, so sick.
Legendary Nine.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yo, that's my brother, man, and he I just rolled with everything, you know what I mean? Nine came up with the concept. It's called duos, you know what I mean? So every track is named after an iconic hip hop group. Like we got Kid and Play.
No way.
We got EPMD, a joint called Meth and Red, you know what I mean?
That's cool.
And you know, he came up with the concepts for each joint, and when I just bodied every track, like
for real, eh?
Me and Nine is a dope combination, man.
Does that mean like Primo's gonna be involved?
No, well, it's Snow Goons.
Oh, Snow Goons, right.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if he would maybe step in, because I know that him and Nine are really tight.
Yeah, sometimes Preem does step in on a full producer album, though. You know, he's like one producer who sometimes gets that slot.
Shit, that shit would be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Have you ever done anything with Preem?
I've been on a joint produced by him, but I need me a
straight
up
Ruste
Juxx Preem joint, you know what I mean?
That should be so cool.
That'd be so wild.
Need that. I've been putting that shit out in the atmosphere forever.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
Oh man, you want a Primo beat that would float? What's the joint that you do got? That's
well, it's the remix to Get Off the Ground.
Oh
shit! Preem did the remix and shit. Yeah,
that's dope.
Wow, I completely forgot about that. I wish I played the fucking.
That's crazy that we just said that too. That was that joint.
Yo. Damn, man, I should have played that.
No, we'll play it. We'll play it in the edit. We'll put it on the edit.
When did you end up meeting Nine?
I met Nine a long time ago. like, and I forgot where it was. It was some spot, and it was crazy because he recognized me by my voice.
Dope.
He's like, yo, that's Ruste Juxx, and you know he got the voice and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but yeah, man, but we got cool. Like you know, that was like when we like met, but we got cool like when we was when Nine was working on the project with Snow Goons.
Yeah,
when they
the
had
last
the
one.
King album and
Yep.
shit, and I featured on the joint on there, on 2 joints actually, like a hook on one and a verse on another one.
Yep.
And you know, that's my brother right there. That's the big bro, the OG. For real.
Yeah. No, Nine doesn't get the props he deserves, I feel like.
Yo,
too.
he's really dope right now.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, that's
right
sick.
now.
He was dope then too, you know what I
telling
mean?
you.
Like he
When you hear what we got on this
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
it's yeah, man.
and even the concepts like you're talking about, like that just sounds fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like I can't wait to hear that. I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, that's a
shit
cool.
crazy.
That's
That's,
shit I'll be playing day of. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's
do you guys,
crazy.
do you guys have a like a release date in mind for that, or is it kind of
Nah, but we finished it though.
Oh really?
Yeah, we
Okay,
just
dope.
finished. We
Oh,
just
nice.
finished. We was posting it up and everything.
Dope,
Yep,
dope.
so, but you know, it's got to get mixed and mastered. That's
Yep.
what we waiting for.
Dope. And is that gonna be a Goon Music release then?
We gonna. I'm see where we gonna put it out.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely.
Dope.
Yep.
And I want to ask you something too. This is kind of going back to the touring in Canada and stuff. But see, and this is just me trying to remember in my mind. But I know that I caught on to you quite early. And I want to say the first time I seen you perform, did you come through with heltah skeltah on the Dirt tour?
Nah.
Nah. So I'm trying to think when the fuck it would have been then. What
Well,
show it would have been?
I know I've been on a bunch of tours with Sean, but I think the first.
Did
I
you
know
come
we
through
was-
with
I
him
know
and Ill
once-
Bill?
Definitely.
That's where it was.
That's
then.
the one,
Revival.
because we did-
Revival in Toronto.
That tour was like fucking 50 shows.
yeah.
You know what I mean? We was going for 2 months with that shit, so we definitely hit Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we got here because they taxed the shit out of Ill Bill, man. Like,
Oh,
damn,
word.
yo, because he had a lot of merch in, like, in a U-Haul. And
Yeah.
he was like,
Oh,
I was
right.
like,
I didn't even
damn,
think
they
of that.
taxed him. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Like on the way in.
Yeah, coming in.
Say word,
You know what I'm
eh?
saying? He you know, he made his money through the whole shit. He was
Yeah.
selling everything. But I just remember that they try to take money. You know, what I
Canada
mean?
Customs don't play with that shit.
No.
You know what I mean? You come in from the States and like, you know, you almost have to, like, if you're not realistic coming in your whip, they're going to search your shit. You know what I mean? So you almost got to like be like, you know, you might be able to sneak a few bottles of booze or something, but
Yeah,
you're not
they
getting a whole
serious.
bunch of shit over, you know what I mean? Unless you
They
got like
serious.
maybe like 3 babies in the car or something, you know, like.
It would have been jokes if he was like, "Yo, these like 500 tees. These are all for me. Like, I'm wearing all these tees."
So that probably was like 2008 when you seen me.
Yeah,
That was
yep.
2008 because that was when I dropped my first album.
Yep. Yeah, because I know that you were kind of new in the game at the time. Like,
Yeah, that was
Price
my-
introduced
that
you,
was
like,
that
yo.
was the
Indestructible
album.
Yep. Okay, yep, that's it. I was like, I know I caught you like super early before, like I think it might even been before the Polo joint, or like
Indestructible
Because
was before the
that was
Polo
before,
joint, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Polo, when me Marco, when Torre came out here, that was 2010.
Yep. Yeah, crazy.
Double
man.
execution tour.
Hey, and the one thing I remember about that night, we were at Revival, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I know we were on mushrooms, and Sean Price and you, I think, came out and smoked the blunt with us, and it was I can't remember, like, but Sean was saying the wildest shit, man, and that's I've met Sean twice in my life, and both times, you know what I mean, laughing my fucking ass off, man. Rest in peace, Sean.
Yeah, he's a funny dude.
He was, man. What do you got any like when you talk, like, if somebody says like what's your favorite, like, not favorite, what's the funniest memory of Sean P? Like, what do you?
Shit, I don't know.
There's
I've
so
been
much-
told so many memories and shit, man. He just was funny as hell, man. Just like with the slap through the school bus story and shit. You know, he said he punched the dude and the doors open on the bus, right? You know, through the shit. But then you know how rumors go around. They start saying like, yo, he punched him through the bus, and then they was like, he punched a hole in the school bus. So he just was like, yeah, he punched the school buses. You know what I mean? Word, Sean is funny as hell.
Yo, and he's kind of like a superhero. You know what I mean? In hip hop, he actually is. Like,
my homeboy came out here from Brooklyn. He bought a ticket to fly out here to catch the show in Montreal.
Yeah.
And when he got out here, he met somebody, talking to somebody, and he was like, yo, who you out here? What you out here for? He's like, yo, I'm going to see my man Ruste Juxx. You know, he with Sean P. And he was like, oh, Sean Price stole my hat before. He's from Brooklyn also. You know what I mean? he got robbed by Sean P. But he said it like he was still a fan and shit. Like, you know what I mean? This is before he was, you know.
Yo, one thing I want to ask too, since we're saying on a funny tip like that, I know a couple of people who have worked with Sean have brought this to light, and I actually know 2 artists who it happened to. But have you ever been like in the studio with Sean or whatever when like he's resold the same verse to people?
No.
Okay, I know it's happened a few times where you'd be like, oh, fuck it, fuck both these rappers. I'm giving them both the same verse, like same session type of shit.
I ain't never witnessed nothing like that. Word,
oh man, but actually to talk about the Marco Polo project too. How did you and Polo initially like link up when you guys did that?
Marco Polo, he was working on I had met Marco a few times, like, you know, through this industry shit, like at the shows and shit like that, and then he invited me to the crib to he wanted me to lay a verse for I think he was working on Port Authority too. Okay. And so I was like, all right, I came through and recorded for that. And when I was there, he gave me a CD with like, you know, 8 or 9 joints. Yeah. And then I took it home. I recorded all of them. You know, I mean, I wrote to all of them. You know what I mean? And then we recorded all of them shits at his crib.
Crazy.
Yeah, the whole album I recorded at his crib. And
really?
In the next room and shit.
No shit.
Yeah, we just paid a lot of money for the fucking mix and mastering. I remember that shit. I was like, damn, we gotta take this shit out the money. Marco was like, yo, it's gonna sound like this forever. So I was like, all right.
Now, but that's one thing I will give Polo too, right? For the, you know, the aesthetic of the type of hip hop he makes, like ever since Port Authority, like that shit sounds super up to standard, fucking like
the First Division material,
the mixing,
Toronto shit. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Incredible. Yeah. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of people will sleep on that aspect of like getting a good engineer to do shit. You know what I mean? Like a lot of cats can do it, kind of self-sustain themselves and make it sound good enough. And do it, but
you gotta have that classic sound, man. Just like you say.
And early in your career too, I mean, that's a big thing too, right? It's like, did that kind of open your eyes moving forward? Like, yo, that's a really important element. You know what I mean?
But I knew that already.
Yeah.
I knew that already. Yeah.
I felt that was a huge period of growth for you, like going from Indestructible to the Marco Polo joint execution, and then afterwards I felt like you started to get more comfortable kind of making these one MC, one producer records. You ended up putting out the Kaiwatachi joint, Hard Body Hip Hop.
Every album is
and then
like
the Vic with Architect. It was Architect, right?
Archetype.
They did,
all my albums are one MC, one producer, except for International Juxx. And I think it's one or two.
But that was the concept for that project, right? To kind of diversify.
Yeah, to have
with
artists from all over, but Planet and shit. But man, I love that concept because that's what like
hip hop is built on.
Gangstar is my favorite group, man. Like I love the they like perfect together, man. You know what I'm saying? So I always want to have that, but like with different producers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who did Indestructible?
Indestructible Indestructible and International Juxx was the only ones that have a few producers. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So that was a bunch of new name producers, and PF Cuttin produced the joint. Black Milk produced a song called Duck Down, and everybody else was like new producers.
Milk, man. Milk is super slept on too, actually. Really. He does not get the props he
that
deserves.
Tronic album, that shit was crazy.
Oh my God, bro.
I remember I used to
That's
rock
his
that
classic.
shit crazy.
I still bang that shit out, dog. I still bang
That was
that
a
shit
dope
out.
fucking album.
Even the joint with Danny Brown too, like that shit's
Black
fucking,
Milk,
that shit's
They're
dope as shit.
Black and Brown,
What's that other joint? Tronic is crazy. Tronic is crazy.
That was a whole different type of sound and everything. That shit was dope.
And the way he gets those drums to hit. How did you and Milk end up linking up, like for the first album? Because that's early in both your guys.
For the first album, that was a joint that he had sent Sean, and Sean didn't use it.
Oh, word.
And I used it for the album. But I met me and Black got cool when we was on tour. Me, him, and Guilty. Hex Murder.
That random action?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my brothers for life after that. You know what I mean? So,
dope. Yeah, cool. Man.
That first record is like Sean Price presents, or Sean Price introduces Ruste Juxx.
Yeah.
How involved was he in that first record?
Not at all.
Not at all.
But Sean P put the stamp on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what? He got me the deal. He, you know what I mean? He went to Drew and Buck, and they was like, yeah, Buck came to me like, yo, Russ, you ready to work? You ready to? And I'm like, hell yeah. He was like, all right, so we gonna start it up. They got the studio on 30th and 8th in Manhattan.
Yep.
And I got the producers, you know what I'm saying? I was MySpace at that time, and I was like, yo, hit me up, send me some joints for my album, you know what I mean? And everybody was sending me shit, like, so, you know. When I recorded everything, and then I told him I was done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was it.
Crazy.
And Sean was like, he didn't even want to get on. He wanted me to do my thing. And you know what I mean? But when it came with the album cover picture, he's standing right behind me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got a whole bunch.
Giving you that stamp of approval, but he
yeah.
let you do your own
and
thing
so,
on it.
You looked it up and say Sean Price presents Ruste Juxx Indestructible. And that was it.
That's dope.
The next album, he on it.
Yeah.
He on the Marco Polo joint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 2 joints.
But he wanted you
to
you want your talent to stand out on its own on the first joint.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually really dope because a lot of cats would.
Because a lot of people they would say, oh, because it was him on it and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really dope. And actually, speaking of like the one producer albums and stuff too, rest in peace, Big Bob.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, I just heard about that too.
Just now, and
it's fucked up.
It's crazy because I was talking to him. He knew I was coming out here.
Yeah.
And we was talking about doing another joint or another video. Man. And that was like the other day. Like crazy.
Yeah, because Bob's been sending stuff to the radio show, including like tracks with you, like consistently every week for the last 2 or 3 years.
Before I did an album with Big Bob, he put a album together of all the features we got together. It was called Ruste Juxx, not Best of Ruste Juxx, but it's called I forgot.
He was all about like the collaborative names. I was thinking it'd be like Rusty Bob or something.
Yeah. And Volume 1, and then we did the album. You know what I mean? So,
oh, really? That came first.
Then we did Culturally Rich.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because I had like 10, 15 features with him before.
Yeah.
We did a whole album.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And
rest in peace. He had just lost his wife like.
Really?
Oh, no way.
Yeah, like a year or 2 ago.
Fuck.
He was really crushed from that.
Did they have kids too?
I don't think so.
Oh fuck.
Man, that's too bad because I never met him, but I was saying to Maloney off air or before we started this, I was like, Bob was pretty prolific because he was like doing stuff every week. And I don't play everything from everybody that they send in, but everything he sent in was good. Yeah. And like all the tracks that you guys had were great, and I like played them without even some of the times I wouldn't even listen to them. But I know this is going to be.
It's a quality standard. Yeah.
So.
Certain artists like that. Yeah. Well, it's like if you see a Juxx name on a record and it comes in, you're like, I already know it's gonna be dope, man. I already know it's gonna be dope. You don't even gotta screen it unless it doesn't specify clean version. You're only screening it just to make sure it's clean. You know what I mean?
Yep. Sometimes I'll let those slide anyways.
Yeah,
nobody's gonna know.
You got to sometimes, man. But one thing I want to ask you about too. Well, actually, how did you meet Sean? Before we completely off the Sean.
And it's crazy. I just seen my homeboy too the other day, man. My man Errol Mack, and I didn't see him in years, man. He was my manager years ago, around 98. Not 98, like 96, and we was just going around recording, doing shows. I put out some vinyls and shit, singles, and he's Rock cousin. So he was like, yo, he's like heltah skeltah working on a project and shit. I want to introduce you to them, see if we can get some work with them.
And that's when they were doing Dirt,
he brought
probably.
Sean Price around my way, you know what I mean, through on Kingston Ave where I used to live and shit. And he came through. This is when he just cut his dreads, and he when he was on the passenger side with his foot hanging out the window and shit. And I was like, yo, this guy. And he got out and shit. We was talking, and I started spitting for him, and then it was that the rest was history, you know what I'm saying? And they from Brownsville, so that shit is like close. And Crown Heights, like you go right into it from there. You know what I mean? So I used to go over there to Ceflo, to the projects where they was at, and just vibing with them. And then I started going to the studio when they was recording their shit. And I had been in mad studios. I've been in professional studios too, but this was the first time I was in studio with artists that was signed to a label and they had a budget. Like, it was, you know what I mean? It was a whole bunch of shit that was different from me. I was like, oh, this shit is dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they got it from 12 to 12. They just in here doing it. Like, the shit was dope, man.
That's a pretty incredible experience to have too, like early on in your career.
Because I was a fan of Boot Camp way before I met them. You know what I mean? Word.
Man, rest in peace, Sean, too, man.
Definitely.
Universal Sean, by the way, too. It probably, I think the first time we had you on the show was right around the time you put out the second project with
Kayo.
Yeah. And Universal Sean had just come out, but that to this day, man, I think might be my favorite record of yours.
Yeah, man, I made a few of them after that. I did Universal Sean, then it's me and Rock got Sean VSOP.
Yep.
And then me and Bernadette.
Yeah,
I'm not like these other rappers. You know what I mean? So it's like that shit is crazy. We got
on a track with the wife of Sean Price. Yeah.
Is Bernadette write her own shit?
Of course she
Does
did,
she?
man. She wrote that shit.
Yo.
Yeah,
I've been meaning
man.
to ask
I wouldn't
somebody
have
that.
it no other way.
That's
yo,
fucking
Burn.
fire.
Burn is she wrote from the heart. You know what I mean? It was serious. That was real shit.
That's fire.
Yeah.
And so
and she got a joint, for Sean too.
I've heard that.
The letter.
Yeah.
Damn, how the fuck I forget the name of the shit? Yeah, but you look up Bernadette letter, you'll find it.
And so she wrote all that shit too,
yeah,
right?
man,
Crazy.
straight from the heart, man.
Crazy.
Word.
And she's done a good job at preserving and carrying on the Sean P legacy as well too.
You wouldn't even have Imperious Rex if it wasn't for Burn. She put
Yeah.
that whole project together.
Yeah.
She ain't no MC in this industry or artist, you know what I mean? And she got all the producers, his verses from, you know what I mean, all over. Like, she put that shit together, man.
And I know it's a lot of work because I remember talking to Rock about it too, and he was saying like, we like reached out to cats who had bought verses from Sean and be like, yo, like, can we is there a way that we could figure this out and get this back? Like, just we're really trying to put something together that's special,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing, man. And
You know what I was gonna ask though? You've got a good ear for picking out like crazy beats and stuff like that. There's one track that I've been playing from you like a lot lately, and that's 2 Shots. And I'm wondering, and I think it was produced by Sam Kratz.
All right, yeah.
How'd that track? Because I forget who the guy that did the hook on that track too. Like Mad Patois and everything on that. That track is wild.
Nah, that's me and my brother Daddy Notch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So how did that whole thing come together?
I remember that shit. Yeah. We got a video for that. Too.
Yeah, oh yeah, man.
Got a video for that.
2 shots from my enemies.
I forgot how it came about, but I know we shot that shit and the song was dope, man.
Oh yeah, man. Because
we shot that shit right by in the Bronx.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's dope, man. Like the production's wild. So I'm just like, I don't even know where Sam Kratz is from. Like I really don't know.
That's an old joint too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot where. I don't remember and shit.
Yeah, just a random one I was thinking about because when I was coming here, it came up in my playlist and I was like, oh, this track.
Yeah. That joint is jumping, man.
Yeah, man.
I like that shit.
Yeah, it's a good track, man.
I mean, you're a friend of the show, so I know you'll be back.
I'll be back.
I know you'll be back. But before we do wrap anything up as well, too, I would like to ask, because I know you got the joint with 9 and the Snow Goons, but is there anything else that you got coming out in the near future?
Me and Rock got an album together. Word. This shit is in. Look, this was a concept that I had with me and Sean before he passed. And I ran it by Rock. I was just like, yo, me and Sean was, because I say Ruck. I only say Sean P. out here because I always called him Ruck. But I was like, yo, me and Ruck was thinking about doing an album called Crownsville.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Crown Heights, Brownsville.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and he was like, yo, I'm still here. And I was like, yeah, oh shit. And so now we got like fucking 15 joints. They got to get mixed and mastered. We got Vinny Idol production. We got Freddie Fox produced the joint. You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
Word,
Bumpy
like,
Knuckles
you know
is
what I mean?
a
Like,
dope
yo,
producer. Way underrated.
Nah, for real. Like, that shit is hard. Like, you hear his rhymes and shit. His beats is like just
He's been
the
putting
same
out
way.
like instrumental projects over the last few years, and the shit's all
man.
dope.
So
no,
so we
people
got
sleep
that.
on Knux.
I got that album on the way. I got a whole EP with my man produced by Pre1. He's producer out of Cali. Me and my brother Skanks, the rap Martyr. I don't know y'all know about Skanks? From Bangkok family and shit. Yeah, that's my family, man. Me and him. We got an album fully produced by UG from Cellar Dwellers. Yeah, you know UG. He making them beats now. Like he's official.
Real, eh?
I'm telling you, people gonna really respect his producer game when they hear this album.
We had Phantasm on the show. You did that one, right?
Yeah, Phantasm.
I've interviewed, I think, most of Cellar Dwellers at this point.
That's dope, man. So I just got a whole bunch of shit, man, dropping.
Dope,
good to
man.
hear,
That's
man.
what I like to hear, man. And you know, I one thing I salute about you, man, from the beginning, you've always kept a stable connection with Canada, Toronto, and Canada, man.
Yo,
Always
somebody
kept
at the last show, he kept asking me over there. He was a little drunk and shit, but he's like, "Yo, you live in Toronto now?" I was like, "How the fuck you think I live in Toronto?" He's like, "I don't know, man. You got so many songs." I was like, "Yeah, you crazy."
Oh man, well, Juxx, man, I appreciate your time very much, man.
Yeah.